Year after year, crazy and unbelievable things happen all around the world. 2018 was no exception to that, and we've gathered some of the more entertaining and some of the more obscure stories from the year. From a clock that will outlast us all, to a cave rescue that held everyone's attention for weeks on end. This is Craziest Stories of 2018. Boston Dynamics. We're not sure if this one is amazing or just downright terrifying. Boston Dynamics is an engineering and robot design company that has come out with some genuinely innovative and scary things in recent history. They've created such robots as Spot, Spot Mini, Wildcat, and Atlas, who is probably one of the craziest robots they've come up with yet. Atlas can run, jump over obstacles, and even do some parkour-like stunts, like scaling boxes by jumping in backflips. This robot is advanced and impressive, and the video of it doing parkour was genuinely spine-tingling. And we thought the video of the Spot Mini opening a door was freaky. Little did we know what was coming, and we wonder what will come in the future. 13. The Miracle Child. Trenton McKinley, a 13-year-old boy from Alabama, suffered severe brain injuries in a utility vehicle accident and left him on the brink of death. He had been pulled over by a utility vehicle in a cart when it flipped over onto concrete and the trailer crashed down on his head. His parents had just signed away his organs due to him being pronounced brain dead. His organs were to go to 5 separate children in need of transplants, but on the day before doctors were to pull the plug, Trenton began making his comeback. He started showing signs of mental cognition and slowly started moving again. This is after Trenton had passed away 4 times, one time for as long as 15 minutes. He wound up wearing a protective helmet around the hospital, but he was able to walk, talk, and even shoot baskets in the hospital's gym not long after waking up. He has a long road ahead of him, but he made it out alive. 12. Orange Snowfall. Did you know that in the early part of 2018, some parts of Eastern Europe experienced an orange-tinted snowfall? Countries like Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine, and Russia saw this strangely colored snow, and some who went out said it was like skiing on Mars. Apparently, at least according to scientists, the phenomenon happens around every 5 years, and that the instance this year was caused by sands to mix with the water droplets. That happened due to a low-pressure area that moved in over regions of Eastern Europe and North Africa. In this instance, there was a higher concentration of sand in the snow, causing people to complain about getting it in their eyes, mouths, and other places. Interesting. 11. Bitten by both a bear and a shark. Now, this may sound a bit ridiculous, and it is because who in the world gets bitten by a bear and then within a year gets bitten by a shark? A Colorado man named Dylan McWilliams, that's who. The 20-year-old from Grand Junction, Colorado, has not only survived the bear and shark attacks, but a rattlesnake bite as well. In July 2017, he was camping with friends when he wound up with his head in a bear's mouth and ended up needing 9 staples in his head. When swimming in Hawaii, he was bitten on the leg by a shark and required 7 stitches. And 3 years ago, he was bitten by a rattlesnake but didn't seek medical attention. He just let himself be sick for a few days because he thought it was mostly a dry bite. Crazy kid. Is he lucky or unlucky? 10. Working towards a cure. In 2018 in California, scientists in San Francisco at the Gladstone Institutes have found a way to change a specific protein associated with Alzheimer's into a less harmful form. This helped to reverse the damage inside brain cells done by the disease. They took stem cells from Alzheimer's patients and stem cells from healthy patients and studied the differences. APOE4 is the gene responsible for the disease, and the research showed that possessing 1 copy nearly doubles your risk of Alzheimer's, and that carrying 2 made those chances go up 12-fold. APOE4 creates the APOE4 protein, which can clump together when grouped and disrupt neuron messaging and cause some of the cognitive symptoms of Alzheimer's. 9. Jeff Bezos' clock. So how many of you have heard about Jeff Bezos' pet project, the 10,000-year clock? Yes, you heard correctly. Jeff Bezos, the founder of a little company called Amazon, decided to take it upon himself to build a clock that would tick for the next 10,000 years. He revealed a video of said clock in February, and boy, does it look interesting. It's housed inside a 500-foot shaft that is cylindrical, which is cut directly into solid limestone inside of a mountain in West Texas, on Bezos' ranch. It consists of a 6-foot pendulum made of titanium, has 8-foot gears made of stainless steel, and contains 5-ton counterweights. The clock runs on thermal energy and syncs up with solar noon, and if all goes as planned, it will slowly tick time away for the foreseeable future. Oh, and the whole project cost around $42 million. Crazy, huh? Eight. Swift and Perry. This may not matter to many of you, but after years of having some bad blood between each other, it seems as though Katy Perry and Taylor Swift may have made up. Their feud began sometime before 2014 and happened over, of all things, backup dancers. Taylor then released the song Bad Blood in 2014, which didn't help things much. This came as a surprise to many, as early on as 2009, the two were exchanging friendly and encouraging tweets. Both singers have spoken out publicly about their feud and made it known that there was just something not good between them. The problems ended in May 2018, when Perry literally gave Taylor an olive branch, meant to symbolize peace between the two. The day Swift's Reputation tour kicked off, Swift got back to her dressing room and found an olive branch left by Perry. It seems as though the feud is finally over. For now. 7. Mice or men? This year, scientists figured out how to create human-mouse chimeras, and it's pretty darn impressive. These mice, who have partial human brains, or at least human cells inside their own brains, are smaller and more advanced than their pure mouse counterparts. Researchers are focusing their efforts of glial cells, found in both the central nervous system and in the brain. These types of cells are essential in keeping the nervous system functioning properly, and malfunctioning cells are the center of diseases such as Parkinson's and multiple sclerosis. There's talk between scientists about them possibly being behind other things, like autism and schizophrenia as well. So, the scientists are taking healthy glial cells from children and implanting them into mice's brains, essentially having them take over when their own glial cells get to the end of their life cycles. 6. Rudy Giuliani and President Trump. This one definitely hurt the current sitting president of the United States. In May, Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump's attorney, admitted to the world that Trump repaid his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, $130,000 in hush money that Cohen had paid to Stormy Daniels, an adult film star. The hush money was paid to keep Daniels quiet about her alleged affair with the president before ever taking office. Trump's camp had denied the payment time and time again, but Giuliani finally came out with the information on a live news program. This came after realizing they wouldn't be able to keep it a secret forever. However, Giuliani did say that Trump didn't know the specific details of the arrangement, still trying to distance the president from the scandal. 5. The Golden State Killer. This is a news story that we should all probably be familiar with. This year, on April 25, 2018, a man by the name of Joseph DeAngelo Jr. was apprehended in connection with a series of crimes committed by the Golden State Killer. It had been 32 years since the notorious psychopath had committed his last known crime, but DNA evidence linked him to the crimes all this time later. DNA uploads to the website GEDmatch.com helped lead investigators down a trail, which finally led them to the man they had been looking for all this time. It's probably worth mentioning that many other crimes have since been solved by GED Match as well. 4. Everything Repellent. Yeah, you heard right. Scientists at the University of Michigan have created a clear coating that can cover things like phone screens, camera lenses, laptops, and many other things. This coating quickly repels nearly everything, from oils to alcohol to peanut butter. In material science terms, it's known as an omniphobic material. The coating comes from the lab of a Associate Professor of Materials and Science and Engineering. There's hope that it will be used to coat everyday objects to resist grime and bacteria, and make and keep places like daycare centers more clean and healthy. We could see this coating within the next 2 years. It's believed it will be inexpensive by the time it hits the market, so stock up and keep yourself and your kids healthy and happy. 3. Barbra Streisand's cloned dogs. Yet again, you read that right. Barbra Streisand's beloved dog Samantha passed away in 2017, but she made sure that dog was going to live on, and she does inside 2 of Barbra's new dogs. Miss Scarlet and Miss Violet are 2 of 3 of her dogs, and they're both clones of her original Cotton du Toulouse. Her 3rd dog is also a distant cousin of Samantha's. They were cloned using cells from Samantha's stomach and mouth. Samantha was 14 years old when she passed in 2017, and it seems safe to say that she loved her very much. Cloning a dog costs $50,000, and the technology to do so has been around since researchers in South Korea first did it in 2005. Two, Tham Luang Cave Rescue. Following a football practice in Thailand on June 23rd, a coach and 12 members of a team entered a cave known as Tham Luang Nang Non, only to be trapped not long after. Heavy rains flooded the cave, blocking their escape route, and they quickly found themselves trapped, with nobody knowing their exact whereabouts. There was no contact with the outside world for more than a week. However, on July 2nd, British divers worked their way through the cave's tunnels and found the group. They were roughly 2.5 miles or 4 kilometers from the cave's mouth, and divers began training them on basic dive techniques to get them out. The rescuers wanted them freed before July 11th, when the next monsoon's rain was set to take place, and they succeeded in their rescue. Between July 8th and 11th, all of the boys, as well as their coach, were safely freed. Sadly, one British diver lost his life in the rescue operation. Question. We've seen some pretty strange and entertaining news from 2018 so far, and we still have one more to go. But first, we'd like to ask you, what news stories stick out in your mind from the past year? Did we miss anything we should stick in an upcoming video? We'd love to hear from you down in the comments. 1. Campfire. Now, we all remember this one going down. It started and got extremely dangerous and out of control very quickly. It made a name for itself by being the deadliest and most destructive fire in the history of California. It was also the most fatal fire in the entire United States since 1918, when the Colloquiet Fire raged across northern Minnesota. It started on Camp Creek Road, where it draws its name, on November 8, 2018, causing 85 fatalities and destroyed 153,336 acres. The fire destroyed 18,804 structures and ran up a bill of between $11 and $13 billion. If you enjoyed this video, help us out by leaving a like, subscribe to our channel below, or by clicking on our logo here so that you never miss any of our excellent uploads. And be sure to check out this next great video we've selected just for you.